Assalamu alaikum dear students. My name is Muhammad Asif and in this video lecture series we are learning the course which is called Visual Programming. Students, in our previous lecture we have learned few topics, that is constructor function and what is the syntax for the constructor function, and solve a few programming example. Next we have learned that how to pass arguments to the constructor function with the help of programming example. Inshallah, in today's lecture we will be learning what is constructor overloading and also learn with the help of programming example. Second, we will be learning about the destructor function, the syntax for the destructor function, and inshallah solve a programming example. So students, let's come to the first topic of the constructor function. Student, first you must have to learn about that what is constructor function. Then we will be learning about the overloading. So constructor is a special function which will be called automatically when an object is created. So how to recognize? I have already told you in a previous lecture, the class name and the function name will be same, no return type, and this function can receive arguments. So when we create an object, so this function will be called automatically. Remember student, if we create one object it will be called once, but if we create two objects, so this constructor function will be called two times. So it is totally depends on the objects. So now let's come towards our new topic, that is constructor overloading. Constructor overloading means when we have more than one constructor function with the same name is defined as the same class. So it means within the same class we have more than one constructor function, then it will be called as a constructor overloading, just like function overloading. But the difference is function have a different name, but for the constructor we will be having same name as the class name but having different number of parameters or different data type of the parameters. So now let's see, they are called constructor overloading but having a different parameter for each constructor, as I told you, are same number of parameter but having different data type. What does it mean? I will show it in an example. Let's see. Within the example, first we have a constructor function having a public specifier and aid is the name of the constructor. It means the class name and the constructor name is same. We are receiving two arguments, two parameters, and also having a public specifier, a second constructor having same name as a class name. Again we are receiving two arguments, but this time the data types are different. In the first we have integer and integer. In the second constructor we have integer and the second one is a floating point data type. So these are two different. So we can call it as a overloaded constructor. In the third constructor function, again the name is same as a aid, and we are now receiving three parameters. First is integer, second again is integer, and third the integer. So this time within this example we have a three constructor function having a different numbers of parameters. So this is called the constructor overloading. Now let's see the example, the programming example. First the class name is program and the class body. Within the class body we are 1, 2 and 3 constructor functions. So the class name is same but having no argument. It means it is a by default object, by default constructor. And within this constructor function, we have just printed a simple message, a constructor with a 0 parameter. Within the second constructor function, now we are receiving one argument as a integer type. Within this constructor function, again we are printing a simple message, constructor with a 1 parameter. Within the third constructor function, again the name is same, no return type in all three constructor function, but they are receiving few arguments. This time we are receiving 2 integer type parameters. Within the constructor function, again we are just printing a simple string message, that is constructor with the 2 parameters. So this class having more than one constructor function, but having different number of parameter, 0 parameter, 1 parameter and 2 parameter. So they are different with each other. Now let's see how to call these parameter, these constructor function. So definitely when we create an object of this class, it will be called automatically, but each constructor function having different number of requirement. This function required a 0 argument. So when we create an object of the class program, so we will be sending a 0 parameter, mean by default parameter, by default constructor. So when the first object is created, the first constructor will be called, because there are no arguments, so we are sending 0 arguments. Second, if you can see, if you want to call the second constructor, you must have to fulfill the all requirement, which is the parameters. So in a second object, which is object number 2, now we are sending the integer value, one integer value, which is required by the second constructor. So this constructor will be called. And third object, we are sending 2 arguments, that is 3 and 4, it means 2 integer type, because this the third constructor function required 2 arguments of integer type. So the output will be like we have created the first object having 0 parameter, so the first constructor is called. Then we created the second object of 1 parameter, so 1 parameter function is called. And third, sorry, there must be some typing mistake. There must be 2 parameters, not 0. So because it is called the 2 argument constructor, so the message will be constructor with 2 arguments. So constructor with the 2 arguments. So students, you have learned that when we are calling these constructor function, you have to create a that number of objects. If we have 10 constructor function, we must have to create a 10 different object, because we have to fulfill the requirements. There are 0, there are 1 and there are 2 parameter required. So each argument will be dedicated to that constructor function. So this is the example, the programming example for the constructor overloading. Now let's see the destructor function. As the name suggests, again first it is a function, which means it will be having the body, the name, maybe no return type or no number of parameters. So destructor function mean it will be destructing something. So let's see. Destructor in C# are methods inside the class used to destroy the instance of that class when they are no longer needed. So this function is used for the destruction of what? Of instance of the object when an object is destroyed. At the end of the class, we have no longer use of the object, so that object will be destroyed. So within the object, everything will be released. Let's say the memory, let's say the values, or you can say anything. The destructor is called implicitly by the .NET framework garbage collector, and therefore the programmer has no control as when to invoke the destructor function. Next, the instance variable, or you can say the object, is eligible for the destruction when it is no longer reachable. So it means when the program is ended, there is no need for the object. So the destructor function just destroyed the destructor function, the destructor object. So it will destroy all the data within the, so it means it will clean all the object. It will clean the object. So within the object it have some memory reservation, some values, because all these things are no longer needed. Usually this work is done by the garbage collector. So destructor function is also do these jobs to destroy the object. So within the object it will clean everything, or you can say it will destroy the object. So within the object it will clean the object. So now let's see. The destructor is a unique to its class. That is, there cannot be more than one destructor in a class. So it is very clear that within the class we will be having only one destructor function. Second, how to recognize the destructor function. It is important. The destructor has no return type and has exactly the same name as the class name, but there must be some distinguish, because we have already learned about the constructor function, and the point 1 is similar. This point is similar because the name of the class and the name of the constructor function is also same. But what is the distinguish between the destructor and the constructor? Apart from the constructor, because the tilde sign, the symbol must be used before the name of the function, this tilde function. So a destructor does not accept any parameter or modifier. So there will be no access specifier, no parameters, no return type. Name of the class same, and the name of the class and name of the function will be same, but with a tilde sign before the name of the function. It cannot be overloaded or inherited. So there will be no more than one destructor function, and it cannot be inherited. It will be called when an object of the class is destroyed, as I already informed you. This function will be called automatically, but when an object finishes all its duties. So at the end of the main function, there is no need for the objects. So the object must be destroyed. So destructor function is called, and it clean the object. So next we have the syntax for the destructor function. The class name is example, let's say, and the class body is just started. Then we have a data members, few member methods, etc. But at the end we must have a destructor function. So the name of the class, the name of the function and name of the class will be same, but the tilde sign must be available over here. No modifier, no return type, and it cannot receive any number of parameters. So within the body, it depends on you. You are writing something or not. Most of the programmer does not write anything because it is used only to destroy the objects. So now let's see the programming example. First, as you can see, the class name is ABC, and now we have a public specifier. The class is the function name is same, which is ABC. No return type. It means the class name and the function name is same. So this is the constructor function having one argument, and a simple message is just printed with concatenated. A name is also printed when we send it through the object. The second is the destructor function. First, the name of the class and name of the function is same, but What is the difference? The tilde sign. So again, this is constructor function, this is destructor function, but the destructor function have no modifier, no return type, and no parameters. So within the body of the destructor function, I just printed a simple message. Now the main function. So within the main function, we have just printed a simple message. This is main function and created in one object. So how to create the object is we already learned the class name, then space object, then assignment operator, then new keyword, and then the again the name of the class. So within the object we are sending one argument to the constructor function as a string because it required a string value. So the constructor function will be called first and this message will be printed plus the name which is Asim. Second, there is nothing, then this line, this statement will be executed, and after this statement, now you can see the main function is just ended, so there is no need of the object. So the object is just ended, the function, the class is just ended. So the destructor function will be called at the end. So this message will be printed, but this constructor function is used to destroy the object, destroy all the information contained within the object will be clear. So this is the output. First the main function is just called, then welcome to the constructor function, and Asim just we have sent it as an argument. So welcome to the constructor function. Then this is a destructor function. This function is called at the end, as you can see. But the main functionality of the destructor function not to print this message, but to clean this object at the end of the project. So this is the programming example for the destructor function. Student, it is enough for today's lecture. If you have any question in today's lecture, you may ask me on my official email address, that is asif@northern.edu.pk. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.